let's see what Peter's up to. Peter has 2 new videos I want to look at. Let's take a look and see how he's doing. Oh, first, Nick has a quick link. Feed those kitties. Alright, Peter.
I'm so excited for September. Have you guys seen what Trump said on September 4th on Telegram? And then combine that with what Ron Watkins has been.
For the record, Trump is not on Telegram. There's someone on Telegram who claims to be Donald Trump, but it's not Donald Trump. Peter follows this... Oh my god. I just realized. Okay, so... Shit. Okay, so recently Peter admitted that the Majestic 12 account was fake and that the John McAfee account was fake. So he said, I'm only going to use Trump as a source from now on. And I just realized he thinks the guy on Telegram that claims to be Trump, he thinks that's actually Trump. So when he says, I'm only going to use Trump as a source, he means that Telegram account that's not Trump that claims to be Trump. Oh, God.
Saying on his Telegram last few days, massive amounts of hopium. If you've lost any hope, go to these people's Telegrams. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check them out. Amazing things. And I do want to point out, guys, Trump would never, ever, ever try to do something that's impossible. It's a...
Winning re-election, he couldn't do that. So, he couldn't build a wall. He couldn't come up with a better healthcare solution than Obamacare. He couldn't be a popular president. He couldn't make a casino profitable. Yeah, I think he can do things that are... Honestly, he can do things that are very possible and still fail. So...
waste of time. I know some people are saying, you know, Trump is, you know, he's got bad strategies and he's wasting time. He's just, you know, clueless. You know, he wasn't smart enough, brave enough, and he's a coward. He's betrayed us. No, 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 no. He has never given up on us. Things are going exactly according to plan. I mean, he's got hundreds, if not thousands, of strategists who have been working on this plan to save the world for decades. And it's
wow, they really suck. He really knows how to hire them, huh?
going very, very, very well. From my understanding, pretty much perfectly, as far as I can see based on my information. And the exciting part that I can't wait to tell you guys, and why I'm just so full of hopium, is because September is the big month. And I know what you're thinking, I've heard this before, but my sources are literally Ron Watkins and Trump.
Ron Watkins is Q, for those who don't know. I don't think Peter knows or admits that Ron Watkins was Q, at least at one point. There have been multiple people, it's assumed, that have taken on the Q identity. But when Q started up on 8chan, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Ron and Jim Watkins, the owners, and the owner's son of 8chan, took over the Q mantle, and they were doing the Q posts during the 8chan era of, or rather 8kun. It started as 8chan, became 8kun. Anyway, Q. Peter's listening to Q again, even though he doesn't know it.
There is no more reliable sources. I mean, these are like top-notch sources. Those are my only sources. Ron Watkins is dropping days or dates or saying that something's going to happen very, very soon. And Trump is the person who's saying, basically, if you read between the lines, he's saying, we can do this.
Posadist John says, I thought that they believed Q was Kennedy Jr. Some of them did, but the more prominent theory was, just that JFK Jr. was alive and he was working with Trump. I don't think most necessarily believe that he was Q. Princess Amelia says January. Wait, no, March. No, wait, July. No, August. No, not that either. September. Yes, September is definitely the big month. You joke, but he basically says that in a little bit. I've seen this video before. Watched it earlier today. Nick says, the real Q was the friends we made along the way. Colston says, if you had the Q mantle, what would you do with it? I'd try to deprogram these people.
How would you do that?
How would I do it? Badly. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't know. Tellurian Katrin, thanks for 30 bits. What's the ruling about no Peter's TV on bingo since he changed rooms now? It only counts if he's back in that room. And I don't know if he ever will be, so we might just not have that space anymore at some point. I don't know.
We are winning, and amazing things are about to happen. So I'm super excited. Obviously, you're wondering about more details. That's why you can go to Trump's Telegram and Ron Watkins' Telegram in the description below. Absolutely amazing.
Let's look at Trump's Telegram. Let's look at air quote Trump's Telegram. I wonder if his...
Well, Hannah, how do you know it's not Trump?
I wonder if his, I wonder if his, grammar has improved. Let's see. What you doing?
Just standing here?
Well, you're doing this,
Sweat.
so I wasn't sure.
Had a bead of sweat.
Gotcha. So here's a post from fake Donald Trump. Border Patrol scrambles to fill gap in wall left by Biden administration. Again, Trump only built 14 miles of wall, and the... How long is the U.S. southern border? So he built 14 miles, and the southern border is 1,954 miles. So that's quite a gap. Oh, boy. Yeah, the posts look nothing like what Donald Trump... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the same conspiracy nonsense, a little more mask off. But, like, look at this. Let's read this and see if this sounds like Donald Trump wrote it, okay? Who are all of the people... I'll even do a Trump voice. Who are all of the people coming into our country? In addition to the southern border, we have millions of unvetted people pouring in. We now have tens of thousands of totally unvetted Afghans, who many say are not the ones that should have come in. How many terrorists are among them? How much money is this costing? With all of these developments, our country is more unsafe now than ever before, and many Americans are still left behind. Not enough random capitalizations.
Yeah,
That is not Trump.
Too many complete sentences.
Too many complete sentences, and look, he even has a fucking dash that looks like it's used appropriately. Trump can't even use basic punctuation like commas correctly. He cannot use a fucking dash.
Hello, everyone.
P-Meal, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Much appreciated. Jamie Lynn says, oh my god, I saw that on my Facebook and I left a nasty message.
Also, your Trump voice sounds horrendous. I hate it.
Horrendous as in it's good, or horrendous as in it's bad?
Horrendous as in it's too deep, and I don't like the reverberation I can hear in your throat.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, this is over 1 million subscribers, and it's not Donald Trump. These people are dumb.
Some fresh, hot hope.
You're dumb.
You'd be right.
I love you.
Love you too.
Hopium hits right off the mill from Ron Watkins' reliable source. So these are top-notch hopium pieces of news that are going to make you super excited. He says, dawn of the final day. You don't know what's coming. They don't know what's coming. The final day. This is big, guys. Ron Watkins is in the know. Something's about to happen. To be...
Peter, Ron Watkins is... Oh, you messed up my hair.
How did I mess up your hair? You have a strange complex about all of your bangs not having any gaps.
Yep.
Like a cartoon.
It's because I got a giant fucking forehead.
It's like a cartoon.
Big Sweet Demon says, LOL, sounds like Ron is a Zelda geek. Yeah, Ron Watkins has literally zero inside source. He's just a nerd who... I always forget the father and son's names. One of them owns 4chan, or 8chan rather, 8kun, and one is the son. I forget which is which. Tellurian Katrin said, is Peter using hopium unironically? I guess I thought that was a derisive term. Also, cool hat. It is derisive. He's just trying to take it back, and it's very funny. Daddy Sume says, fuck you, Majora's Mask is too good for you. Keep those references out of your crazy person now.
To be fair, I am a little bit high on this hopium because it's super, super exciting. But obviously this could be a feint. This could be Ron Watkins trying to trip up the deep state to expend some type of ammunition that they would use to put into the news cycle to distract from what's about to drop tomorrow. That is a possibility. Always consider that possibility. At the same time, it could also be that the plan that's been put forth is so exact and precise that nothing can stop what's coming. And even if he announces, even to the enemies, because if you announce to the public, the enemies see, they will not be able to stop what's coming, and they have nothing that can properly distract from it. So this is very, very exciting. I am just, it's like Christmas is tomorrow. This is the most excited I've been all year. So hopefully it's not a
Peter gets so excited about the idea of his political enemies being put to a firing squad. It's gross.
feint. Even if it is any day now, we expect some type of Christmas level. Bigger than that, it's going to be biblical. What's about
You know, the holiday of Christmas where we take all of our political enemies and put them on kangaroo court-style faux trials and then shoot them in the streets to send a message to our other political enemies. I miss Santa.
to happen. So I'm super excited. You guys be excited. You guys are patriotic. It's okay to be addicted to this stuff. That is the point. He's telling it to make people excited or trip up the deep state or both. We don't know. But be hopeful. Be excited. Big stuff's about to go happen.
That was such odd wording. It's okay to be addicted to this stuff, and he's accurate in his terminology. People do get addicted to sort of the endorphins and stuff of like, oh, conspiracy. What's the next conspiracy thing? What's the next drop? Oh, I need to know something other people don't. But I almost feel like, how do I want to explain this? This is conjecture on my part. I don't feel like Peter would unprompted compare his conspiracy theories to an addiction. It makes me wonder if someone in his family confronted him, whether it be his wife or his father or mother or whoever, and was like, Peter, you're becoming addicted to this stuff. This isn't good. And now he's trying to spin that around to be like, no, it's okay to be addicted to this. It's good. Just blind conjecture on my part. Thrashmeo says, Master Coin Toss prediction, heads and tails. Jamie Lynn says, does Peter never learn? I love watching him, but you would think after a while he would get it. And I loved when you went off on him about the pictures. I thought it was amazing when you gave him the riot act. Yeah, I was mad. I was real mad in that video. Felix Night Owl says, so it's gonna drop tomorrow, but if it doesn't, then it's just ammunition against the deep state. Don't worry, that's supposed to happen. What the fuck? Yeah, he's building in the wheels on the goalpost to move them when the prediction inevitably fails. It's interesting.
Sorry, big stuff's about to go down, and totally tripping over our words because I'm just so excited. I hope this cheers you guys up and makes you have a great day, because tomorrow might be our big day. I do think it is maybe like an 80% chance that it really is, and this isn't some type of feint to distract the deep state. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, there's been so many delays. This has to be the time when it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen any day now, so why not tomorrow? Sounds good to me. All right.
Now I'm just getting the song from Bo Burnham's latest album stuck in my head. The Any Day Now song. Any day now. Any day now.
Go and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, patrons, who've been supporting me. I really, really appreciate the donations and the comments and the likes and the
Lunacy
sharing.
says, I think he might be taking language you've used, to be honest, like how he's trying to reclaim hopium. I don't know if I've ever called what he's doing an addiction. I don't disagree with the sentiment. Oh, by the way, I'm only 4 sub points away from getting a new emote slot unlocked. I just noticed. I'm looking at my stats right now. Paul the Potato with 100 bits. Thank you. So, I don't know if I've used the term addiction. I think it's accurate, but I don't know if I have used that for him before.
The way that I'm being treated because I'm a white Christian male.
Peter, no one's treating you badly because you're a white Christian male. I'm white. I don't give a shit that you're white, Peter. I care that you believe absolute nonsense and that your beliefs lead to violence, which isn't great.
Isn't that good? And so the love that you guys show and the support that you guys show, it really does mean a lot. It does counteract the negativity that I get for just being who I genuinely am. All right, everyone, thank you so much. God bless you. And
Illuminati, thank you for gifting 25 Tier 1 subs. I didn't know you were watching. Thank you, Blair. Much appreciated. Blair, nah, I'll Twitter DM you sometime. I'm not gonna put you on the spot like that. No, I'll mention it just because you're already here and I know I'm gonna forget, but you don't have to respond to me. It's fine. I had a conspiracy theorist type person that also kind of runs an MLM, and I think it would be fun to do some sort of collaborative thing sometime about it. I don't know what form that would take or how it would make sense, but it's kind of an MLM thing, and you know more about that than I do, so maybe we can talk about it sometime.
And God bless America.
In fairness, the guy I'm talking about also might be going to jail soon, which we're gonna take a look at. Hold on, let me pull him up real quick in between Peter videos. What does he call his stupid site now? Peacemaker Society, that's what it is. So Marcel, you guys know Marcel. He's a sovereign citizen and conspiracy theorist. He believes in all sorts of COVID conspiracies and stuff. He's for like 10 years been trying and somewhat succeeded, and then he's failed and succeeded in trying to start this sovereign citizen MLM type thing where he wants people to... It's the weirdest structure for an MLM. He doesn't even know how to run one correctly. Like, obviously, it's morally reprehensible in the first place to try and run one. But ideally, I think with an MLM, what you want to do is have a slow bleed of your victims, you know? If your intent is to be immoral and start an MLM, you want to say, oh, come in and buy our starter pack or whatever. It's $100, $150, maybe $200, and you get, you know, samples of our stuff or whatever. And get samples of our stuff or whatever, and then you can, you know, try and sell it to your friends, have a party, whatever. You know, Mary Kay or the sex toy one, whose name I'm forgetting. But Marcel wants to do it in the dumbest way, where Marcel's like, I have a society, and I'm going to teach you how to start a society so no laws apply to you, and then you get to go out and start your own society and recruit other people to come into your society and learn, and they can go do their societies, but the buy-in is like $5,000 to $10,000? It's the dumbest. It's the absolute dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. Anyway, he's now threatening the mayor of Winnipeg with bombs. So let's take a look at the video.
Okay, so this is video evidence of war criminal notice to the mayor of Winnipeg. I have included the entire email about...
For the record, this has already been reported to the Winnipeg police. Baja, who gets on that shit, reported this to the Winnipeg police. But here's the link if anyone else wants to, you know, I don't know if anyone here's from Winnipeg, but I imagine they frown upon making threats of violence against the mayor. I've read comic books. Usually if you threaten the mayor, Batman's not happy about it.
Authorizing basically whatever force is needed to stop these COVID regulations in law. I've referenced Article 7, International Criminal Code, and a whole bunch of videos. So this is just noticing them so they can decide what side they want to be on. If they choose to proceed, they are war criminals. They are not operating in law right now anyway. And this is just video evidence of their actual crimes. So I may do another video where I actually read this whole email, but this is just for video evidence. And Now we're going to send it. I'm sure this is probably going to cause some bad stuff for me, but I could really give a shit at this point. They want to kill a bunch of kids. Someone has to notice them, and this is now proof of that. So I have clicked send message. Okay, so apparently I still have to verify I'm not a robot. Verify. Send message. There we go. So they have formally been noticed, and that's everyone, City of Winnipeg, obviously, as we just sent it to the mayor. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Wish me luck.
The violence threats are coming up.
And good luck to all of you. Peacemaker Society, we are organizing globally. Sovereign Knights Militia.
They're knights. That sounds more fun than terrorists, doesn't it? We're not terrorists, guys. We're not even just a militia. We're knights. We're like, we have a round table and everything, okay? Yes, we're gonna threaten Canadian politicians, but we're knights, so it's cool.
I have authorized the arrest, as well as use of lethal force, if needed in self-defense, to stop these war criminals and the genocide that they are doing.
Here's the thing about authorizing lethal force, Marcel. You don't have, the authority to do that? You don't have the authority to authorize lethal force against the mayor of Winnipeg. Do I need to say that? Do I need to say that this gentleman from Winnipeg, who has been on Winnipeg's top 10 most wanted before, as a matter of fact, he does not have the authority to tell people to go and kill the mayor? He doesn't.
We have many videos of judges and attorneys and law experts globally rising up. We have a bunch of videos on Rumble. If you go to Rumble.
Colston says, I wonder what Marcel would be like in a prison setting. Not good. They might actually make him take his meds for his bipolar, though, so that might be good for him, genuinely. Princess Amelia says, but Hannah, he's the Emperor of Canada. For divinely mandated common law says so. That's true. I hadn't considered that. I don't have a fake law degree like Marcel, so.
Rumble, Peacemaker Society, Freedom Heroes are standing up. There's a Marine taking the system down. People noticing school boards of the Nuremberg Code. And it's the Nuremberg Code that has the penalty of death. I'm not authorizing anyone to go kill anybody, but if you have to in self-defense, the Nuremberg Code, Article 1, says penalty of death for those agents who violate it, and all legal agents.
If I need to clarify this, the Nuremberg Codes in no way empower you to murder people in the streets or in their office that you believe have broken those codes. That's not how that works.
Agents are in violation of it. So I'll just kind of flip through here. You guys can see the jab is killing everybody. So I am legitimately defending freedom. And you do have the right to use force against them. And I'm so sorry that we're all going through this. Tanks are moving throughout Canada. They're going to be locking down the cities here right away. And it's time to fight back, you guys. Use peace if you can, but you need to organize militias. You need to get firearms ready, get explosives ready. Any fireworks you can get, Big Bang fireworks. You can get air compressors and turn a nail gun into a pretty powerful weapon. Get a hold of the...
He's telling people not only to get guns and bombs, but he is telling them to turn nail guns into weapons with an air compressor. I thought Cape Marcel was final form Marcel. I was wrong.
Anarchist cookbook online. I'm sure it's out there. Just search it and do whatever you have to do to make it that if they storm your home, that they pay a price for it. Organizing groups, set up meet spots, make sure you...
Again, if you're in Canada, specifically if you're in Winnipeg, and you want to report Marcel, there's a link to the video. I'd recommend it, because he might kill someone.
Get food rations organized. Get as many people together as you can. Record as many notices as you can of any agents who are violating you. And sorry, my voice is starting to crack. I'm tearing up a little bit.
I legit think Marcel is having a complete mental break. He's, like, legit crying at the end of this video.
As a warrior, it's my pleasure to fight, but it's pretty crazy that we're all about to go to war. And it really breaks my heart. And to everyone out there not accepting this in your mind, I appreciate you're just scared. I get it. But this is a real thing. They're coming. So again, Peacemaker Study on Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know what the version of Canadian being sectioned is, but he needs to be in a mental facility, like yesterday. This is not good.
I will keep you guys updated as long as the internet is up. At some point, they probably will cut it. I don't expect to necessarily die beside the people I'm fighting with, but to all of you out there, just I love you. And to everyone solid, give them fucking hell. Rage against the dying of the light. Lest we forget, and I honor everyone who fucking ever lived who got killed by these assholes. And I really pray, I pray that we're able to beat them. God help us all, Godspeed, and there's billions of people against them, and we're not going to die that fucking quick. So make it count. If they're going to take you, make it fucking count. I love you all. Talk to you later.
Yeah, Marcel isn't fun anymore. He legit needs to be, yeah. He needs to be in a mental health care facility, like right now. Because that shit isn't funny. That's just like, he's a danger to himself and the people around him, and I hope that authorities that have been reached out to about this, both from Baja and maybe some of you people if you report it, I hope they're able to get him the help he needs.
Hey, Sam, let me shoot an apple off your head.
I don't have an apple on my head.
Nail gun!
Oh, Trevor, you killed him.
Yeah, killed him with the nail gun!
No, he's really dead, man. Look.
Oh, man, he's getting blood everywhere.
Oh, you're gonna get in so much trouble.
You're gonna get in trouble, too. We were both playing with the nail gun.
It doesn't sound right when you say it that way.
We were both playing with the nail gun.
So that's what he's up to. Alright, so let's do the second Peter video. We did finish the first Peter video. Wait, what's this? It's happening tomorrow?
I've got some fresh, hot hopium hits right off the mill from Ron Watkins' reliable source. So these are top-notch hopium pieces of news that are going to make you super excited. He says, dawn of the final day.
Wait,
you don't know.
No, we just watched this one. I'm sorry. We were in the middle of a Peter video. I apologize.
Have donated and supported me.
Paul the Potato says, my mom had bipolar. She had UTI that caused delusions. She had voices in her head telling her to kill me and our cat. We got her help and she's medicated well, it seems. I'm glad she was able to get help.
And being funded literally through ads right now and donations. So even small donations really are pick-me-uppers. They really support me and make me feel like my audience has my back. So thank you so much for the people who've been supporting me. I really appreciate it. I'm humbled that, as imperfect as I am, there are people out there who are supporting me. One thing that people have pointed out is they do like how hopeful and excited and optimistic I am. So that's something I'm really trying to...
Windchanter says, how much did he spend for that clock and Trump poster for his office? The clock is $115, I believe. We looked it up. And he confirmed that the people we looked up do make that clock. It was like $115 or $130. I don't remember. It's not $300. It was like $130 or something like that. And the Trump poster, I don't know how much that cost.
Continue, and it's not that hard. When you just listen to what people like General Flynn say, what Donald Trump Jr. say, what Ron Watkins and Trump say, especially recently, it's easy to be hopeful because they have a plan. It's working very well. Things are going better than expected, pretty much perfectly, and it's just gonna be so exciting for September. I'm just so psyched. I'm tripping over my words. I'm just like, September, finally the month we've been waiting for, the month that's gonna be the turning point where after September, no one's gonna be able to say in October, oh, if you're a Trump supporter, you won't be able to say like, oh, I'm cynical, I think it's not going well. You'd be like, Oh, those optimists, they knew exactly what was going on. So September is the big month where it's undeniable proof that we're winning. A lot of the evidence that we're winning is based on optimistic statements. Up to this point, I will admit that. And that's not going to be the case anymore. September is being the month where it's not going to be optimistic statements that's going to keep people's spirit and hope up and keep them optimistic. It'll be facts, actions, events, big bombshells, the ones we've been waiting for.
How do I make a shitty clock and get $130? I'll show you. Etsy. It's an Etsy product. Surprise. So this is the clock. You can buy it on Etsy. It's $115 depending on the customization. Just the clock is $115. If you personalize it with text, it's $125. If you get a graphic on it, like that, it's $125. With text and graphics, it's $135. So this is, I think, like a handmade thing. I assume it looks like the clock hands and the clock mechanism are store-bought, because you can do that. I've made in high school wood shop, which I enjoyed. I enjoy wood shop. I made a clock, and you can just buy clock mechanisms separate. You build the body of the clock and the clock face, and then the mechanism you buy. So the person probably mostly did the work making the circle, putting the bullets on it, and putting whatever the graphic is on it. I don't know if it's actually painted or just something they stuck on there. I don't know. I would guess this clock probably cost $30 to make. Of course, time as well. You know, I'm not saying this didn't... I'm not saying the quality of the clock is not worth over $100. I don't know. This one looks like it isn't, though. Holy shit, that's an ugly clock. Oh my god. Anyway. Ooh, they got a thin blue line one, too. Oh my god. Peter bought that with donation money that people gave him. He has 3 children and is unemployed. And he chose to buy a clock that's over $100 for his set. Genius. Tellurian Katrin says Peter has that clock and claims not to be in a gun cult.
I'm telling you guys, September is a big month. Get excited.
What's around his neck? That is a medallion that is representative of the cult that he is in. He's in a cult. And that medallion is a symbol of theirs.
Excited, prepare for a party, because mark my words, I'm gonna having a big party with my family this September. I don't know when, maybe September 11th. Seems like some big stuff's gonna happen around September.
Peter has a September 11th party. That's very patriotic of him.
September 11th. And at the same time, it's my mom's birthday, so why not have a double Trump celebration?
Of course, Peter's mom's birthday is 9/11. Why wouldn't it be?
And so I'm super excited. September is sounding so good. And what's also interesting is that there is a photo, which I'm going to show you right here, that shows the new coin that was released. So there is a new coin that was released this...
Is he going to talk about the quarter? Lily Love Stuff says, Lord of Patriarchy versus Peter for clock supremacy. At least Peter's clock is probably set to the right time.
Month for September, and guess what? It has Trump on it. What?
No, it doesn't. Here it is. I'll show you. Okay. So they're making a new quarter. I don't know if it released yet. I don't collect coins, so I'm not sure, you know, what the current status of this is. But they're doing a new series of coins. And this particular one has an image of Washington crossing the Delaware on it. Let me see if I can get can I get a better zoomed in one? This is it. And QAnon weirdos think that this is an image of Donald Trump. It's not. It's an image of George Washington crossing the Delaware. You can tell because of the subtle message that says crossing the Delaware, which is a thing that George Washington did, and not Donald Trump. So, yeah. The QAnon people aren't getting any smarter. Hate to break the bad news to everyone.
What? You can't.
Peter's clock looks like it could fight all of Dave's clocks. Paul the Potato says, my mom's sister's birthday is 9/11. Vast Lunacy says, a generic profile of a white dude must be Trump.
Put a live president on a coin.
Yeah, that actually is a thing. You're not supposed to... I don't think you're allowed to put, based on the Treasury's standards for it, I don't think you're supposed to put live people on currency.
Oh, well, maybe you can.
Same thing with stamps, I think. I think to get a stamp, you have to be dead.
And so, I was looking at my favorite forums, and apparently...
Probably GreatAwakening.win.
Not only is it the coolest coin ever, it's the Delaware Crossing, you know, that historical turning point time in American history where everything started working out for America. I don't know a lot about it, but I know it was a huge time where...
It's a little I mean, I'm not, I have no vested interest in the Revolutionary War. It was over 200 years ago. I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm detached from it historically. But I do find it a little funny and a little fucked up that George Washington was like, it's Christmas. It's time to go fuck them up. It's a little rude. You're gonna go fight your enemy on Christmas? Dick move. Worked, though.
Where some very strategic move. George Washington went over the Delaware River because he got intel that I think the Brits or something were like drunk from something. This was, I think,
it was Christmas. They were celebrating Christmas, and George Washington was like, all right, let's do it.
Christmas Eve.
It's a good strategy. It's just a little rude.
And they went over and they were able to defeat a lot of people with...
Does he know it's Christmas? I guess he does. Probably Cthulhu says, I used to collect quarters when they minted all 50 states and territories, and I gave up halfway through the National Park series. Gotta say, the coin high-key looks like shit.
Just a few resources. And what's interesting is that this coin about the Delaware River, which is something that is kind of represented our movement, a turning point, big actions, smart strategic actions. This Delaware crossing that was famous, George...
Is that representative of your movement? I think a bowel movement is closer to representative of your movement than any actual historical event. Maybe the Bay of Pigs? I don't know. Raven says the Brits are or something. Ha ha ha. It's like he's fucking 5. Someone asked me to go back.
The Delaware River, which is something that is kind of represented our movement, a turning point, big actions, smart strategic actions. This Delaware crossing that was famous, George Washington, is literally the coin that's been released for September 2021, and it has Trump on it.
Peter, it's not Trump, it's George Washington. You know, the guy that did the thing that it's depicting.
All right, so you've been looking at this. So there's the front of the coin, which clearly is George Washington. And then there's the back of the coin, which is supposed to be George Washington. But if you look closely, it looks a lot like Trump.
It really doesn't, Peter. It does not look like Trump. Let me just open the image in and of itself. Sorry for the blurry photo. That's the best I got. It looks like generic guy. It clearly is, George Washington because of the context. And he's got the powdered wig and the hat and the way he's depicted often in art. I guess we don't know what he looked like in real life other than portraits. But, like, that's not what Trump looks like, Peter. That does not look like Donald Trump. It looks like generic guy man. The detail is not fine enough to look like any specific person, which is why you would get the general vibe of George Washington from the fact that he's wearing the hat and the outfit, and he has the sword, and they're crossing the Delaware. I also don't think he's fat enough to be Trump, although Trump has lost weight lately.
So, I'm so excited about that. People are hyped about it because what are the odds? September, it appears to be the biggest month in American history. And the quarter that's released this month just happens to be one of the historical, magical, majestic moments in American history on that coin. And it just so happens to have a George Washington that looks literally like Trump and not George Washington. We have a Trump coin with a Delaware crossing released in the month that is going to be the most historic big month in American history, September 2021. Could it be foreshadowing? I guess we'll find out. Now, to be clear,
Peter, I have to go back to where I used to live to get the rest of my stuff moved in like 2 days. Could they wait? I'd appreciate it. Like, could you contact Trump and be like, hey, can we push this back? I have a friend, Hannah. She's moving. Yeah. I'd appreciate it. Lily Love Stuff says, why would Trump be on a quarter crossing the Delaware? Also, wasn't that coin minted in 2000? I'm so lost. No, that's a new one. In the 2000s, they were doing the state quarters, I think. My parents got me the state quarters. They got me like a collection thing and like a subscription thing that like was going to send you the quarters every year. And let me be clear, I have nothing against coin collecting. It just doesn't interest me personally. So like, I think I took those quarters and I turned them into dollars and bought like a video game at GameStop with them at some point. Along with some other coins that I had. I don't know. Nothing against coin collecting. It's just not my thing. You know, actually, if there were like ancient coins or coins from like defunct countries, like that might be interesting, but I don't really have an interest in collecting American contemporary currency. I don't know.
clear, this is an information warfare. There's moves and counter moves. And as I've said before, Trump's military strategy, what he said, is not based on time, but based on conditions on the ground. Conditions on the ground could change, which could create delays. Just saying. August was a nothing burger. I'll be the first to admit it. August was a big nothing burger. June, July were nothing burgers.
Peter, I thought you said August everything was going to go down, just like you're saying today that September everything's going to go down. Are you ready to move the goalposts again? Because you're about to. Is this a coin I'd collect? Funny. I've seen SpongeBob.
Almost every month, March onward, I was super excited about, and they've been a bunch of nothing burgers. So
what does that tell you, Peter? March, April, May, June, July, August. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, shame on you. Fool me 4 times, shame on you. Fool me 5 times, shame on you. Fool me 6 times. We're definitely getting there. It's coming. Peter, come on.
I'm really hoping there's no delays. And
what's the best SpongeBob episode? The episode where Squidward has a time machine and he goes to the future and then he goes to the past and then he goes to nowhere.
And everything works out perfectly for September.
Future. 0M80 says, I have some old Iraqi money with Saddam Hussein on it. Neat.
Because I feel how people...
Would I rather collect strange coins or pogs? Probably pogs. I'm a disgusting consumer, so if you slap a cartoon character's face on something, I'm probably going to like it.
Cannot hold on to Trump's optimistic words anymore.
Wrong, it's Band Geeks, that episode won an Emmy. The ending is it's good. The winner take all. Na, 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 na. What? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument. I love her. It's Sassy, thanks for 8 months, says lucky number 7. Well, it's a 7-month streak, 8 months, though.
They need proof. I'll see it when I believe it. I've seen that in the comments. I'll see it when I believe it. Well, get ready to see it because it's happening. September is going to be huge. I'm so excited and so full of hope. And I hope this cheers everyone up because we live in the most exciting times in history.
Clearly, this is the coin Peter is talking about. Is it one of those scam coins? I love this shit. It's a great way to scam boomers. Guys, we better buy this gold coin of Donald Trump. Look at how bad it is. Oh my god. Like, I'm not a coin person, but just looking at it, it looks like the actual, I don't know what it's called, the mold or whatever for this looks like dog shit. Like, can you see how bad this looks? And this is the promo image, so this is probably the best one they got. It just reads very sloppily, you know? Is this one gold-plated or is this one solid gold? Because this one's a $635 coin. This one better be an actual pure gold one. Let me see. These privately minted 1/4 ounce gold President Trump coin are 0.9999 pure gold, commemorating the 45th President of the United States. Get yours today exclusively from Money Metals Exchange. It's not saying plated, so this one might actually be a gold coin. I'm sure it's still marked up to a ridiculous, disgusting degree, but like, does it say how much this thing weighs? 1/4 ounce. 1 ounce of gold right now is valued at yeah, it's marked up. Gold price per ounce right now is $1,600. So 1,600 divided by 4 is $400. So this coin at its face value is right now worth $400, and they're selling it for $635. That's a pretty fucking ridiculous markup considering it's just a piece of gold with Trump's face on it. Kirthan says, I've gotten better images from wax seals. Logarth says, looks like a Mardi Gras doubloon, which tracks with Trump because it's shiny, but ultimately worthless.
The biggest collection of superheroes ever are being guided by Trump to defeat the worst enemy in all of Earth's history. And justice is coming. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. God bless you, patriots, and God bless America.
All right, Peter video number 1 in the bag. Peter video number 2, here we come.
Before 2022, something has to be done.
And set them up and do exactly stolen.
What is happening in Arizona is such a big story, and yet the voter, that's what they doubt. And of all the Republican voters,
A lot of people saying,
the story.
I hear a lot of people saying, well, I've lost hope in Trump. I'll see it when I believe it. I don't trust Trump anymore. Well, guess what, guys? Remember, there are so many people behind Trump, brilliant strategists, the smartest people on
Is this the same video? Maybe you just uploaded the same video to Rumble.
Earth are
Or he's starting very similarly.
Team Trump and have been planning this for decades. Everything is going perfectly. And for anyone who's saying that Trump cannot decertify the election,
No, it's a new video. Trump can't decertify the election. There's no constitutional way to decertify an election. It's not a thing you can do.
you're wrong. Trump would never waste time on an impossible task when humanity is at stake. Literally, billions of people will die if Trump does not decertify the election. Billions of people will die if Trump does not decertify election. So when I see on his Telegram page on September 4th, him saying, fix 2020 first, that
Peter, that's not Donald Trump on the Telegram. It's not him. It's just someone using the Trump name, and Telegram isn't doing anything about it because it's Telegram.
means, in all caps, that it is 100% doable legally, and it is going to happen. The reason he said it is because there was
Trump, brilliant legal mind, who recently said in regard to some sort of information, I think for the January 6th investigation, said, I'm just not going to let him do it. I claim executive privilege. And then someone had to explain to Trump, you don't have executive privilege anymore, Donald Trump. You're not the president. He's a legal genius. Color by Emmy says, LOL, Trump would sacrifice the entire species if it meant he could live for 5 minutes longer than us. Yeah.
There's a poll that came out where they said, oh, you know, these are the candidates for 2024. They're trying so hard to get people to give up on 2020. But Trump has been crystal clear when he says fix 2020 first. He's saying many things. He's saying, stay focused, people. The Arizona audit is going to be released any day now.
Another 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks. Funny how that works, huh?
Ron Watkins, if you want the best updates on what's going to happen and how and the amazing things that are going to happen in September, Ron Watkins has said that this Arizona report will be released in 3 parts, 3 big bombshell nuclear bombs that are...
Did you just say boom shell? Oh no, he's degrading in his ability to speak.
They're completely going to turn the landscape around, and we won't be laughing stocks anymore, but I bet you will be tacked a lot. He's saying this information will be coming out very soon. Apparently, there's 170 pages that's already been released that we can even view, and they're asking people, if you have time, to pitch in, to study this information, see if you can come up with some different conclusions, if you can provide any extra information by
Do I think Peter will realize Trump's not coming back by 2024? I don't know. I guess it depends on where we are in 2024. Is Biden still alive? Is Trump still alive? They're both old. I don't know. Either way, let me put it this way. The only prediction I think I can confidently make about Peter is, no matter what the reality is in 2024, he won't believe it. No matter what the truth is, he will have some other conspiratorial version of what he thinks is going on. He's like allergic to reality at this point.
Researching through this 170-page report or any new angles or ways that could help make the report better, they're asking for feedback from the public right now. Ron Watkins Telegram page, I'll put a link in the description below, Trump's Telegram page, and also Ron Watkins, because they are together giving the biggest hopium hit you guys can imagine. Trump is literally saying, the fact that he'd say fix 2020 first means it's fixable, period. He does not try to waste time on the impossible. Like I said, humanity is at stake. So we will fix 2020. We need to stay focused on 2020.
Peter, it's almost 2022. Midterms are about to start. No one gives a shit about 2020 anymore except for conspiracy theorists.
And whoever says you can't legally decertify election, guess what? I'm pretty sure that
whatever he's about to say is bullshit.
Trump and the thousands of geniuses, the most smartest people on earth.
Trump's can beat you up, guys, and he has the most smartest people on earth working for him. He wouldn't waste my time, guys. He's got the most smartest team in the world.
Who know the laws way better than any lawyer. Know for a fact that it is decertifiable and that Trump is coming back. I'm really hoping he's coming back this year. If big stuff happens in September, I don't see why not. Sidney Powell was on the record publicly stating in a speech to a large audience that, according to her, she is a lawyer, we can decertify the election, and
Sidney Powell just got sanctioned in Michigan, has to pay the legal fees of the state for her frivolous Kraken lawsuit, and mandated 12 hours of law classes, 6 hours of which has to be about election law. Because she's so bad at her job, the court literally said, you need to go back to class for 6 hours after paying us hundreds of thousands of dollars for wasting our time. Otherwise, you don't get a law degree. Or a license to practice law, rather. Sorry.
And that Trump wouldn't get his whole term, but he would get the rest of Joe Biden's term. It is legal.
That's not even how... What? It's not wrestling. You don't get to tag team in for a presidency. Unless you're the vice president or in the line of succession and everyone dies ahead of you. Then you do get to. But Trump isn't in the line of succession.
Legally possible. That's just one lawyer.
Hydrate. Okay. Did I see... You see these awesome 12-inch figures of your favorite movie? Yeah. Who made these? Hot Toys? Hot Toys does pretty good. I don't really collect... I don't know how to explain this. Like, these are cool. I can respect the artistry involved in the sculpts that they did for these. These are really good sculpts. The Michael J. Fox one really looks like him. So does the Christopher Lloyd. But I think the Michael J. Fox is pretty fucking spot on. And the clothes and details are excellent. I can't see myself getting these, though. I don't know where I'd put them. You know? Cool, though.
But you have to understand...
Robert Morley says Sidney Powell will be losing her law license in Texas for her shenanigans. She's also being sued by Dominion for $1.3 billion. I believe she's a co-defendant with Mike Lindell, Lynn Wood, maybe Rudy Giuliani. I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter what she says so much, because the fact that Trump says it, and there's the most smart people on earth are on Team Trump, and
they're the most smart!
They are working with him on this strategy, this plan to save the world, and they're telling him to say, fix 2020 first. This is the biggest evidence possible that Biden's presidency is decertifiable. This is very exciting news because I can't wait for this to happen. Do I know the specific path on how they're going to decertify election? I don't. I can guess that maybe what's going to happen is something along the lines of the Arizona report is released in the next few weeks in 3 parts, big boom shells. They're going to absolutely...
Why is he calling bombshells boom shells now? I'm so confused. Because he has used this correctly before. I mean, the premise is incorrect in that there aren't any bombshells to be had because there was no fraud. But he used to correctly say bombshells, and now he's saying boom shells, and I am so confused.
Eventually get into the mainstream media, either mostly because it's mainstream media, even Newsmax is probably going to attack these audit reports. One American News Network is great. They're going to support these audit findings, and eventually the vast majority of people are going to know Trump did win. Trump has to remain neutral for optics. It's very important that this doesn't look like a military coup. So Trump has to remain completely neutral.
It's not important that we don't have a military coup. It is, however, important that it doesn't look like one. Boom shells and truth bombs. Big Sweet Demon says, boom is a catchphrase used by the Q people when they think they found a win. Yeah, but normally they'd still call them, they either call them booms or they call them bombshells. The whole boom shell thing must be new.
Neutral for optics. My understanding is he will be sidelined, and instead of Trump immediately replacing Biden as president, the military will take over the government. Some type of devolution type scenario. The Great Awakening Q forums are absolutely amazing. They have this series called Devolution that explains a lot of the theory behind the continuity of government. Trump put in place a plan for if the government of the United States becomes incapacitated, they have a way to fix that with some type of continuity plan. And how do you define incapacitated? I imagine what that would be defined as is a scenario which we're about to experience, where it's obvious that China has used warfare tactics to steal our election and control our country. As a result, the government is too corrupt, it's not fixable, so a lot of the government will have to be completely gotten rid of, and they'll have to put in a new government.
Let me guess, Trump loyalists. That doesn't sound like you want a dictatorship, Peter. This'll count for King Trump on the bingo card. This counts for King Trump. Purple Nickel says, why does he say boom shells? It's because he's stupid. And then there's a link.
That's because you're stupid.
It's much smaller and more efficient, temporarily, and then eventually after that, I assume after this continuity of plan, the continuity of government plan, which Trump already designed and put in place just in case this scenario would happen, so of course he's going to use it.
I don't think Trump could effectively design a sandwich, much less a plan to completely reorganize the United States government.
Trump will come back after a period, I believe, that the military will be in control of the U.S. government. The reason Trump can't come back immediately...
Which is better, toaster oven versus microwave? Are you going for quality or are you going for speed? Speed, microwave, quality, toaster oven.
Immediately after Biden is decertified and kicked out of the White House is because it's all for optics. If he comes back immediately, it will look so much like a coup. Trump has to remain neutral for optics, and as we've heard many times from Q, the military is the only way. It has to be through the military. So I'm very excited. September seems like an amazing month. Cheer up, guys. It's all going to work out great. Thank you so much. God bless you, Patriots. And God bless America.
Oh, I can't wait for at the end of September for Peter to be like, no, guys, now October for realsies this time. I'm sure that won't be incredibly frustrating. I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall.